So, okay, I'm already buying MailChimp, so I also add this little add-on that does sniper links to kind of, I really like it. Also, I have a little bit of a fetish for marketplaces, so that's just me.
Tom, what if I told you you could increase your email confirmation rates of signing up by 7% with one simple little trick?
I would tell you to go fuck yourself and then come back and tell me, how can I do that and where can I give you the money?
You know that Discovery Channel about aliens?
I do not.
The guy's like, aliens? So
no. Okay.
sniper links, okay?
Oh,
The idea is, and let's not confuse it with the SEO terminology. Sniper links is something a guy named Dan Bignoni, which I will share my screen in a moment, kind of invented. He invented at least the terminology. I think it was happening maybe before, but I don't know.
It was definitely happening before.
Yeah. This guy says that you can increase your email confirmation rates by 7% and 94% sign up email confirmations, and user confirm their emails 10% faster, which sounds amazing. Let's figure out what he's talking about.
Definitely.
Basically, every email nowadays, when you have like an email product you want to subscribe to, you have to confirm your email, right? You don't want to just sign up random people. It's going to be a lot of spam. So you want to check that they're actually going to their inbox and clicking the confirm your email. So here's the before and after. So the before, they get an email somewhere in their inbox in the red. So you can see a lot of emails. You see spam emails. I'm actually going to show you something that doesn't move all the time. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of hard to find that email in there, right? When I'm getting a confirmation email, it might be in the spam. It might be below a few emails. So I'm kind of, that's where he gets this 7% increase. At least that what he's saying. The basic idea is you have this very messy email inbox, and you want to kind of filter out that specific confirm your email link. So people that try to confirm their email will only see that email. How can you do that? The basic idea is let's use the email provider's search functionality, and it looks like this. So if you're not a techie person, basically it's just a URL that you send your users after they subscribe to your product, and you send them specifically to your email. So they only see that email, so they don't get confused with other emails. That's the basic idea.
So I really like this idea. Anything that increases conversions is something that I like personally. I will say that a bit of context on the back end though. What Agami is talking about is double opt-in, which is required by spam regulations. And I think that this is a link that would be placed in a product, not only a newsletter, but basically anytime you sign up to anything that requires a confirmation email, you would click that, it will put you directly back into the email. Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah. So I think we can rapid fire this idea because it's not too complex. But just to explain the flow again, just for anyone that didn't understand, let's say you have a newsletter or you want to gather emails in some way. A user puts their email, they hit submit. Now they're getting sent the double opt-in, the verify your email, and they go into their email provider normally, and they need to search and swift through it and find it out. Bad. The good way is after they click submit, send their email, they're prompted with this button that if they click on, takes them directly to their email. So for example, if I use Gmail, it takes me directly to Gmail, and it automatically filters out that verify your email that they sent me. So I only click on that. That's the idea. Now, this is the basic product. What do you want to talk about? The pricing, the go-to-market, how I would use this?
Let's start with the pricing side of things, and then we'll talk about go-to-market.
Actually, I forgot. Let's say how you integrate this, right?
Sure.
Like the product aspect. Now let's jump there.
Definitely.
Sorry, I forgot that. So mostly, the way I would tackle this is you want to sell this to businesses and people that collect emails. And usually they probably use some kind of WordPress or some kind of CMS to handle that, right? Or some kind of newsletter system. So I would create a plugin for WordPress or a plugin for Ghost or a plugin for Beehive and stuff like that, where it would automatically generate that sniper link at the end. So they just add the integration and that's it. That's the basic idea of the product.
Very cool. I like it. And I also like the fact that if you combine it with a newsletter system, then you're essentially integrating into the existing emails from that newsletter system, which doesn't require you to create your own. So very easy and light. And also you also tapping into an existing market, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pricing wise, keep in mind that this is kind of an add-on on an existing system. So I would price it similar to what I would price other add-ons. I thought about the Shopify App Store when I thought about this idea originally. I think that, purchasing something like this for $9.99 a month or $19.99 a month flat fee should do the trick. There isn't much here. It's a very simple product. It just does what it says on the tin, as they say. And I think that a simple flat monthly price plus the integration plus everything else should do the trick.
So I want to actually combine two things right now.
Okay.
I want to show you the only, I say, big competitor I see in this space, which is not a very frightening competitor at this point, and let's see their pricing. So the competitor is called SubscribeSense, and their pricing is free, starter plan, professional plan, and premium plan, where the starter plan is $20 a month, professional is $30, and premium is $100. And so they just give you basically more subscriber confirmations per month. And I think you can actually kind of crush them in this with their pricing, because their pricing does seem a bit high up there, right? You're basically just providing a link. You're not even sending an email.
So they are giving a lot of other stuff like email reminders and stuff, but I think we're kind of narrowing this into just a specific thing that, just a sniper link thing. And I think just that would be an excellent thing you want to add on. If you do it excellently, then it shouldn't be a problem.
And you can always upsell later, right? But you basically, what I want is that 7% increase, right? So I don't really care. I'll use a better provider to verify my emails and do all that stuff, which we can talk about, but I don't want to get into today. But yeah, I just want to solve that basic 7% confirmation thing. I just want to talk about that specific competitor for a second. If you don't know, there's this amazing website called SimilarWeb, and they're showing you a lot of statistics about websites. In SubscribeSense.com's scenario, they don't look very amazing, right? Their global rank is over 1 million. They have less than 5,000 visits a month, and you don't have a lot of data. So this is actually very interesting, because it means you have a competitor in the market, but they're not crushing it yet. So you can.
Correct. And also keep in mind that this could be a nice business. It doesn't, because of the kind of the immense widespread use of this double opt-in thing and like the regulatory confirmations, regulatory requirements though, then I think that it could be one of those things that people force you to use this sniper link, because again, it's like a very simple conversion because of the regular requirement to comply with spam regulations, whatever. Then people have to do this confirmation email thing. Then if you build on top of that, you build a service like this, it's very good. I do want to talk a little bit about go-to-market, if you don't mind. I have a couple ideas.
I just want to say one last thing about pricing.
Sure.
One thing you can do, and this could also tie into the go-to-market, and I'll give it a slight spoiler. If you do some kind of cold emails or cold approaches to clients, you can always tell them, let's do this a free trial for 30 days and let's see the results. And that way you provide value, because you're increasing that conversion rate pretty much automatically, right? So you're making an easy sell. If you have a big customer, I would probably do a free trial. If it's a self-service kind of thing, I would not do a free trial. I would just price it normally, as you said. But if you really want to land a big customer, I would maybe do a trial with them and tell them, let's see if it increases the conversion rates.
Yeah, I think I really like it. I really like it. Something that kind of kind of points you in the right direction. One extra thing.
Let's do go-to-markets.
Yeah. One extra thing about product before we go to market. One thing that kind of jumps on top of me is this really needs to be something that is deeply integrated into the ESP, into the email service provider. I really think that you should not build it as a standalone thing. It should be a MailChimp or SendGrid or something like this extension, where as part of the double opt-in confirmation email thing, you also give that. It's kind of part of the service. So I think it should be an add-on there and not as part of the website itself. The reason why is because of the flow for the developer. I think that a developer wants to have that fully, I think there is nuances in how the email is sent that are based on the ESP. So for example, the header of the email, the information in the email, where it would land, yada yada. So I think it should definitely be inside the ESP. But no more about the product. Let's talk about go-to-market. I have two main ideas. The first one is simple.
I think that is a go-to-market, by the way. I didn't know that MailChimp has a marketplace, but it seems like they do have something. Let me show you that here. It seems like MailChimp has apps and integrations that you can actually build. So this is interesting. I would definitely check this more. I didn't check this. I only opened it up right now. But yeah, that's a cool go-to-market idea.
Yeah, I really like it. I think that kind of putting it there also, okay, I'm already buying MailChimp, so I also add this little add-on that does sniper links to kind of, I really like it. Also, I have a little bit of a fetish for marketplaces, so that's just me. On the other hand, go-to-market. So there's two main ideas that I want to run with. The first one is pretty simple, in newsletter directories. So I think that a great place to publish this would be on newsletter directories where people are looking for newsletters. Now, keep in mind that you might think that who you're trying to target are the people looking for newsletter. That is incorrect. You're looking for the newsletter creators looking at other people's newsletters. You can't target them directly, but I think you can definitely be able to kind of at least somehow target these folks. And because not a lot of people go into newsletter directories to find newsletters, I believe a lot of them would be newsletter creators themselves. That's one thing. The other thing is a bit more nuanced. A lot of platforms
just to talk about that, there's a website called newsletterdirectory.com. I would check that. And if you just Google newsletter list directory, stuff like that, you'll find a lot more. But that's just somewhere to start.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So regarding go-to-market on the on like a little growth hack thing that I have. A lot of websites, platforms like, for example, Shopify, I'll share a link now, have this kind of newsletter sign-up type thing where you would basically have like a pre-built newsletter sign-up section to your online store. These are eventually HTML components that look kind of the same across every theme, everything you do inside your website. The reason why it's important is because regardless of all the nuances of the like on a specific platform, you would be doing a lot of you can find a lot of similar things across many different websites. What I think should interest you in that regard is basically you're looking for anybody.
You hold your mic in your hand like this?
Yeah, sure. Sorry, apologies. Yeah. Apparently there's some audio problems there. Let me just get guys.
Tom is still figuring it out.
It's a new mic, so apologies if I'm doing a little bit of a problem. I don't know how to do this. It's very weird. Anyways, so it also should be a wireless mic, but of course I forgot to charge it, so now it's a wired mic. Yeah. But okay, that's a side point. So I'm thinking that aside from that's a very nice mic. You've got with like the lapel thing on it.
Zero chords, preparation, homework.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's continue.
Yes. Are you done? Can I continue? Thank you. So again, going back to the newsletter sign up thing. So you would have many different websites like a Shopify newsletter. With like Shopify website that would have this newsletter section. If I could target all of those websites, potentially all of those people are potential users of mine, everybody who has a newsletter subscription form. Now, how do you find them? First of all, you can go and look for all Shopify websites, but not all Shopify websites have a newsletter. What you can do, even kind of to double down on it a bit further, is you can do something like using Census or Shodan.io. I want to show them right now. These are tools. Cool, yeah. Sorry?
You're first searching your customers.
Anyway. Exactly. So Shodan and Census and CENSOIS are services that enable you to basically search all internet traffic across the world, basically. And what they enable you to do in this case is they'll let you look for the specific HTML entity of that form. So you would give it an HTML entity of that form, and they will basically give you back all of the websites that contain that. This will be very helpful while using anything like Shopify, WordPress, different plugins for WordPress, Squarespace, Webflow, anything that has like a form that's repeatable, you can look for it and then be able to get a list of potential customers, send them an email.
So basically, like if your customer has the exact same HTML, like say they're all Shopify users, they have the exact sign up here HTML, you can reverse search that with Shodan or Census.io and find all those customers, potential customers that are using it. Very cool. This is actually a very cool, neat trick not a lot of people know, so I like you brought it up. Just on a technical side, just because I'm a developer, I want to say just 10 seconds of how it works. The cool thing about, and you can shut your ears if you don't care about this, but basically it's super cool. All the internet is on IPs, right? Like this weird numbers. And what they do is they send a lot of requests to all the IP ranges. So they're kind of contacting all of the world, all of the internet, every once in a while, because it takes a lot of time, and they get the response back, right? And if they target web servers, so port 80 or 443, they're getting back the HTML. And then they index that like Google, and then you can search for that HTML later. So that's just a small technical rant because I really like the way they work. I also have a few go-to-markets, if I can chime in. Yes. One of them is the basic one we talked about before, right? The WordPress marketplace, MailChimp marketplace, all those marketplaces you can play on because you don't want people to insert your code manually. That sucks. You want everything to be one click. So that's one thing. Second one, very traditional. I would do blogs about this. I would try to crush that section about increasing and optimizing your newsletter in a lot of ways. So how do you add 7%? Maybe you have more ideas on how to do messaging that converts better and stuff like that. I would target everything that's related to optimizing your subscriber form. That's the second one. Third one is you can contact newsletters for marketeers, right? I would maybe buy ad slots on those newsletters. It's probably going to be cheap, not cheap exactly, but the ROI will be very good in my opinion because you're targeting your exact user base. Most of them probably have some kind of newsletter or email related product. The last one is a bit weird and fringy, and it's using the developer kind of aspect and kind of angle. So the idea is you can create a developer first integration. So let's say I'm a React developer and I want to add that to my subscriber form. I would add your NPM repository, and that way I could integrate to you, very customizable, very, high end. I want everything to look amazing and look in the way of my theme. So you can do something like that. And I just want to show you a few examples of that. There's actually one that's interesting. I think it's this one. So I'm on NPM, which is the repository of like developers using JavaScript. And there's this kind of repository published only 3 months ago. They're not getting too many downloads at the moment. I'm not sure how much of a marketing push they're doing, but basically they are getting some traction and they're doing the basic idea that we're talking about, right? I'm not going to go into the code all of a sudden because some people don't need that, but basically they also show you how you can develop this from scratch yourself. I think the code is, it's MIT licensed, so you can use it commercially. This is never legal advice, but basically that's what it means. That's another marketing aspect I would use.
Excellent. I think we're coming up on time. Agam, thank you very much for bringing this cool idea to market, to the podcast, to the cast. Sorry, not the podcast, to the cast. It's both a vidcast and a podcast, so to the cast. I love this episode. It's a very good, simple, cool idea that can be very quickly monetized.
Yeah, and don't forget, if you do this, tag us and we're gonna shout out on the next cast.
Definitely. Okay. Thank you so much for listening, everyone.
See you later.
Ciao.